creatures of the night. It's your girl Tati. Let's talk about AEW Rampage. Now, we did start off with a three-way tag team match. We have Jay Lethal with Jeff Jarrett against Private Party, and they are against Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Now, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, my boys are gonna win, right? Right? Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, I feel like we don't really see much of them almost ever, especially Jay Lethal in singles action. Lately, we've been getting a little bit of love for Jeff Jarrett, and that's because of the whole European crowd. They don't know what's good for them, so they just cheer for whatever. And I feel like they're translating that into back to the U.S. Now that we're back in the U.S., they're getting people to cheer for him, which is interesting, very interesting. Private Party has been cooking. They've been doing so well since, Mark Quinn has been back. And I've actually enjoyed every single thing that they've done in the ring. However, this is just one of those situations where, for once again, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, like, what are we doing with them? They're a really great tag team. Y'all already snatched the titles off of them, the Ring of Honor tag titles. And here we are, once again, taking an L. And I didn't like how the match ended. I didn't like it. How we had Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett putting both of them into figure fours, and then they end up being like, I don't know, like some stooges, and they're just crying and they're holding hands and begging each other not to tap, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening here? And then all of a sudden they tap together at the same time. Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett end up taking their first win in God knows how long. I'm over it. I'm just so over it. I have to say this, like, I know people are just like, well, they're the bad guys. So the fuck what? I personally, I am a heel kind of girl. In another life, I'm a total heel, and I really do feel like heels don't get enough credit. I would like to see them taking more W's. And also Private Party, they're somewhat of a heel, I guess. And Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal literally were heels like the other day. So whatever the situation is, Jeff Jarrett seems to be getting a little bit extra TV time, and people are actually starting to like him all of a sudden. And the only thing I can really think about during this match is, what the fuck happened with Ric Flair? Y'all, we just quietly let him go? If that's the case, thank you, Tony Khan. Thank you. Now, throughout the show, we are getting hype videos for all the guys that are going to be in the four-way match in the main event. So we get one for Takeshita after this match, and Takeshita just looks just so amazing in this video. And I absolutely like the way how they take the time to, do a quick little video just showing the best out of each of these guys that are in the main event. After this, we have Mina Shirakawa versus Missa Kate. At first I was like, that's an interesting name. Is it supposed to be a pun about something? And I don't think so. Not necessarily a total squash or anything, but Mina ends up taking the win. Really, you're not missing anything. I think Mina is amazing. I love her personality. I want to see more of her, and I'm glad that they're featuring her more often on the show. I actually heard that she moved to the U.S. I'm not sure if that's true. Whatever situation is, I think she does see that there's really great opportunities in the U.S. And not just the opportunities, but that people are definitely gravitating towards her. So she did move to the U.S. I hope that works out for her. Takeshita over here too. And we seeing things aren't necessarily the best, but like I said, I hope it works out for her. But these little matches that they're just throwing on, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. After this, Stokely Statlander back there. And Statlander, man, I don't care what anybody say. I know I'm not attracted to women or anything, but I absolutely feel like she's the prettiest girl in AEW. Everything she wears is just absolutely just on point. Whoever your stylist is, maybe she just has really great taste. She just always looks amazing. Stokely, you are definitely being friend zoned, but enjoy it while it lasts. They have that street fight going on at All Out. I'm not even sure because they showed a graphic for that match. I don't even remember seeing the CMLL Women's title on that graphic. I don't remember, but I do think that they said that that title was up for grabs. Whatever the situation is, we had our girl Chris, who goes on and says September 7th, 2024, that's going to be the death of this friendship. And I was like, girl, I thought the friendship been over. Shouldn't it have been like a few months ago? Whatever the situation is, I feel like I prefer them when they're friends. I think we can enjoy that a little bit more. I don't think there was any issues with them being friends at all. I think I'm just a little bit over of seeing them at odds with each other. So I think at some point in their career, they'll be back to being friends. But I know for a fact when the camera goes off, they're going out, they're having a good time, and they love each other. We're just over seeing this whole shit play out on camera. After this, the Outrunners goes on against the Grizzled Young Veterans. I was very nervous about this match to begin with. When they had announced it on Dynamite, I was like, Lord have mercy, they're going to job my boys. The Outrunners, those are my boys. I really do love them. Like, for real, they're so entertaining. And I know a lot of people wouldn't take these guys seriously, but if you really pay attention to their matches, like, they do put in that comedy into it, but you can tell, like, they're professionals. They know what they're doing, and they're really great wrestlers. I was like, just please, don't squash them. I don't see them winning, but don't squash them. They did a main event the other day, and I'm just like, we can't go from just doing a main event one night and then the next night just being completely squashed by essentially the new team. Because the Grizzly Young Veterans, they've actually been on an episode of Collision before. And maybe Ring of Honor. Maybe. I'm not 100%. But here they are. And they actually have a pretty decent match. But when they took the win, they did the Doomsday Device on Truth Magnum. And the way Truth Magnum's head hit the mat, it was very scary. Very, very scary. I did see the ref go on and check on him real quick before they end up taking that W. And I'm just like, holy shit, I hope he's okay. Grizzled Young Veterans, I am hoping that it's not going to take one team, but I'm just hoping that ends up helping shake up the tag division. Young Fucks, y'all great team, but we're over it. We're over y'all having the tag titles as fucking, like, I don't know, jewelry and not doing anything else. We really want to see this tag division flourish. And to be honest, since they've won the title, I have not felt like that at all. Now, after that match though, it's so funny because they were just like, well, we're not here for teams like the Outrunners. We here for FTR, Acclaim, the Young Bucks, and we want them damn titles. And I was just like, oh, all right, I made that loud and clear. I totally understand where y'all coming from. After this, Nyla Rose went on against, all I remember, her first name was Amina, and she is so small. She actually, no offense, but she looked very, very young, like minor young. She had the hugest afro that I've ever seen. Is hugest a word? Whatever. It's so cute. And I was just like, Nyla is going to kill you. And she damn near did. Nyla ends up taking the win with a spinning beast bomb. And honestly, after that chokeslam she gave Amina, like, that literally would have solved the whole thing. Amina would have just laid there and called it a night. She ended up taking the win. I do like Nyla, and Nyla is capable of doing way more than just squash matches. And I don't know. In terms of the women's matches, they were all skippable to me, and I felt like we could have done so much better than something like this. It's Rampage. People don't really watch it for reasons like that, where it is for, like, we can't take the show seriously. So I'm just hoping we can do something to have better time for the ladies on TV. It's nice to have some girls who are indie wrestlers getting some TV time, but we should make better use of our time in terms of how these girls are used in the ring. I just didn't care about this at all. But the main event was match of the night, okay? Takeshita versus Beast Mortos versus Leo Rush versus Commander and Alex Abrahantes, who's out there ringside doing whatever it is that he does. Oh man, this was so good. Really, really great match. To be honest, when I seen this match announced, I was just like, why don't we just get Takeshita and Beast Mortos? Like, that right there is a wet dream for me. Like, I totally would take that. And then watching the match, it was so interesting because at times Beast Mortos and Takeshita are like kind of teaming up with each other to beat up the smaller guys. And then at times it's just like, wait a minute. This is every man for themselves. Why am I teaming up with you? And then they're beating the hell out of each other. I loved it. After like halfway through this match, I'm just like, wait a minute. Well, I did want Takeshita and Beast Mortos. I never thought I actually also wanted to see Commander versus Leo Rush. Like, those are two matchups that we could get out of this match itself. I thought this was really, really great. They have very different styles. Takeshita, Beast Muertos are more powerhouses. And then we have Leo and Commander that are high flying, quick, and totally different styles from Takeshita and Beast Muertos. But I'm just looking at this and I'm just like, man, Takeshita, we haven't had him on the show for over a month in AEW. And, he killed it in the G1. And I just would love to see him take a win his first night back. And he ends up taking the win after Blue Thunder Bomb. He follows up with a Falcon Arrow and ends up taking the win on Takeshita. I'm saying not Takeshita, on Commander. Thank goodness, because I was so nervous. I was like, man, Commander looked like he might just take the win here, and this is not what we want. Really great match. I do hope that they do kind of branch off and give us those 2 singles matches out of this matchup. So I would love to see Leo and Commander in one match, and then Takeshita and Beast Muertos in another. I thought it was a fantastic match, especially to end off the show. I really, really did enjoy it. So if you missed this match, go ahead and check it out. They do end up putting these things on YouTube. It's never really the full match unless it's a squash. But still, it's such a great match. I really did enjoy it. One of my favorite matches that I've seen all night. You guys know I did end up covering the New Japan Capital Collision pay-per-view. I did a live stream for that, and there were really great wrestling there too. But this main event here on Rampage definitely did, do just as well as a lot of those really great matches from that pay-per-view as well. Rampage, like I said, a lot of people don't really care to watch it, but sometimes you miss a lot of hidden gems when you miss these shows. But like I said, some of these clips are already on YouTube, so go ahead and check it out. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I will be doing a review on New Japan Capital Collision, and tomorrow I will definitely be doing a watch-along and a review on AEW Collision. I'll see you guys then. Bye.